CPAP leak. What is it? Why is it important? And how do we fix it? CPAP mouth leak. What is it? Why is it important? And how do we fix it? Let's go. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel CPAP Reviews. Always great to be with you. My name's Nick and today I'm going to be talking to you about CPAP mouth leak. All right, now this occurs when the pressure, the positive airway pressure, actually forces your mouth open and so you get air rushing out through your mouth. And sometimes this is caused just from the pressure being too strong and overwhelming your breathing, your ability to breathe through your nose. And other times it can be just because the muscles that support your jaw and mouth just relax a bit too much, especially when we go into those deep stages of sleep. And this causes our mouth just to drop open and then the air just rushes out. Dry mouth, the numero uno complaint from CPAP users all around the world. Not a day goes by when I don't hear someone mention the words dry mouth. It drives me nuts. But no matter what mask you use or how high you dial up your humidifier levels, if you're someone who suffers from mouth leak or you're a mouth breather with your therapy, at some point in time, you're going to suffer from dry mouth symptoms. That's just the way it is. And here's a little something that you might not know. It can also cause some pretty nasty dental problems, especially tooth decay. In fact, the Oral Cancer Council estimates that over 30% of cavities in older adults is actually caused from dry mouth. Mouth leak is also going to cause noise. As CPAP therapy is noisy enough as it is without having air rushing out through your mouth, making all sorts of annoying noises. And that can be very frustrating for your bed partner as well. It's also going to cause interruptions to your sleep. It's quite unnatural to have that air shooting out through your mouth, so it's going to cause you to wake up more often throughout the night. Now, here's some tips on how to improve your nasal breathing and reduce your mouth leak. Firstly, cold, dry air causes congestion, right? Shrinking of the nasal passages. And when this happens, it's much harder to breathe through your nose. So what do? We breathe through our mouth. So ideally, we want warm, humid air. So crank up that humidifier, crank up that heated tube, and that's going to really alleviate the congestion and make it much easier to breathe through our nose. Think about like when you've got a cold or your sinuses are all blocked up. What happens when you hop into a nice warm shower?
Just like the ones I used to know.
It's easier to breathe, isn't it? It's because you've got that nice, steamy, humid air. Really opens up the nasal passages, makes it much easier to breathe. So making it easier to breathe through our nose is really going to reduce the need for us to breathe through our mouth. You also want to fine-tune your therapy pressure levels. I've done a number of videos on this topic. If you want to watch one, click the link above. But the goal is to use our CPAP therapy data to fine-tune those pressure levels to get them working at the lowest possible rate while still controlling your snoring and sleep apnea, giving you a healthy apnea-hypopnea index. It's going to do the world of good for your therapy, and it's really going to reduce those mask leaks, and also it's going to be far less likely that that high air pressure is going to overwhelm your breathing and force air out through your mouth. Because that's sort of a lot of the time what happens. The air pressure builds up through the night and eventually it hits a point where your breathing just goes, no, I can't breathe enough through my nose, and it just pushes your mouth open. Now, if you've tried both those tips and you're still struggling with your mouth leak, then there are some additional accessories you can try that are just going to provide a little bit of extra support. This is what we call a chin strap, and it provides mouth and jaw support for when your muscles relax during sleep. And they're quite effective for some. However, they are a little bit annoying in that you have to wear another piece of headgear on top of, your mask and the headgear that you already wear. But certainly does provide a bit of extra support for your jaw from it dropping down. My personal favorite solution for reducing mouth leak, however, would have to be these little strips. They work wonders. Or mouth tape. It's becoming increasingly more popular among CPAP users. It's super affordable, super easy to do. You literally just peel them off, put them over your mouth, and then put your mask on over the top, and you're done. And you can also use these with full face masks as well. So if you're someone suffering from dry mouth and using a full face mask, give these a go and you might just notice that it makes a big difference. Also, for those of you who aren't on CPAP therapy, maybe you're someone who snores a lot, or maybe you just wake up with a dry mouth, also give these a go. They're going to really help promote nasal breathing and help reduce those dry mouth symptoms. Just before I say goodbye, I do want to quickly touch on one more subject. And that is, I hear a lot of sleep apnea patients referring to themselves as mouth breathers. And I really dislike that term. And the reason being is because it misleads patients into believing that they have to wear a full face mask. And it's just false, you don't. We are all brought into this wonderful world breathing through this thing. It's the way we were meant to breathe, through our nose. Our nose acts as a humidifier. Right? As air travels in through our nose, it's gently warmed, moisture's added on its way down into our lungs for gas exchange. All right? And the nose also is a filter. The little hairs inside your nose also filter out a lot of impurities, dusts and foam. All right, so we want to be breathing through our nose. It's the way we were designed to be breathing. But what happens is, when you suffer from sleep apnea, over the many nights and years, you develop those bad habits of breathing through your mouth because you just can't get enough air in through your nose when you have sleep apnea. So what do? You suck it in through your mouth. But those bad habits can be reversed in a couple of weeks or a month with just a bit of practice. Just takes a bit of practice. So once you're on CPAP therapy, 90% of you can be using this style mask, a little nasal pillow mask, so much more enjoyable than a full face mask, right? And if you're having a little bit of trouble with the mouth leak side of things, you can try practicing with some mouth tape or a chin strap and see how you go. Start low with your therapy pressure, practice breathing through your nose, give it some time, and your body will adjust and you'll be able to transition from a full face mask to a nice little nasal pillow mask. Not everyone. There are some of you who have got deviated septum, sinusitis, a whole lot of stuff going on up there with your nose. But if you haven't been medically diagnosed with any of that stuff, and during the day, just when you're walking around or you can breathe okay through your nose, you should be able to do it of a night time. All right? Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did and you'd like to show your support, you can do so by hitting that thumbs up button, subscribing to the channel, and we've also got a great little Facebook page full of very friendly and helpful people. Until next time, have a great day and amazing sleep, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.
Baby.